Hello students, let us today discuss the remaining question answers of the fourth unit, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in the Forest. Comprehension 2, fourth question. What does the concept of the Earth University convey? How is this different from that of other universities? Or this can be also asked as write a note on Earth University mentioned in Vandana Shiva's essay. The Earth University, located at Navdanya, a biodiversity farm in the Doon Valley of the Himalaya, teaches earth democracy. It means freedom for species to involve within the web of life and the freedom and responsibility of humans as members of the earth family to recognize, protect, and respect the rights of other species. Earth University is different from other universities because it is ecocentric, while the other universities are anthropocentric. Ecocentrism refers to the system of thought where the focus is on conserving the existing ecosystems that are needed to protect and sustain the web of life on the earth. On the contrary, the other universities are anthropocentric, man centered. They focus on protecting and sustaining the life of human beings only. Comprehension 3, first one. Tagore saw unity with nature as the highest stage of human evolution. Do you think consumerism and accumulation of wealth come in the way of realizing Tagore's vision of human evolution? Yes, undoubtedly, consumerism and accumulation of wealth come in the way of realizing Tagore's vision of human evolution. Tagore firmly believed that Indian civilization found its source of regeneration, both material and intellectual, in the forest. Tagore was convinced that India's best ideas have come from the place where the man was in communion with trees, rivers, lakes, away from the crowds. The peace of the forest has helped the intellectual evolution of man. The culture that has arisen from the forest has been influenced by the diverse processes of renewal of life which are at play in the forest, varying from species to species, from season to season, in sight, sound, and smell. Thus, the unifying principle of life in diversity, of democratic pluralism, became the principle of human civilization. It is this unity in diversity that supports ecological sustainability and democracy. On the contrary, consumerism and accumulation of wealth or work against the idea of unity in diversity and ecological sustainability because both consumerism and accumulation of wealth are external manifestations of our vices like gluttony, that is overeating, greed, avarice, self-centeredness, self-indulgence, domination, and exploitation. These vices ultimately lead to ruthless and barbaric exploitation of nature and cause impoverishment of nature and culture. Second one, the conservation of biodiversity is the answer to the food and nutrition crisis. Do you agree? Or biodiversity based intensive farming is the answer to the food and nutrition crisis. Discuss. Yes, the conservation of biodiversity is the right step to help the people overcome the nutrition crisis because biodiversity works on the paradigm of earth democracy and democratic pluralism, wherein there is freedom for all species to evolve within web of life. As members of the earth family, it is the freedom and responsibility of the humans to recognize, protect, and respect the rights of other species. This way, we bring into play the principle of equality. No species in such an ecosystem appropriates the shares of another species, sustains and every species sustains itself in cooperation with others. Secondly, biodiversity sustains democratic pluralism because there are diverse processes of renewal of life always at play in natural ecosystems, and they vary from species to species and from season to season in sight, sound, and smell. All the species live in perfect harmony. Thus, biodiversity paves the way for enrichment of the web of life, leading to abundance. Third one, conservation of biodiversity is crucial for the sustenance of both nature and human society. Discuss. Or conservation of biodiversity sustains both nature and culture. Discuss in the light of Vandana Shiva's essay. The earth houses millions of ecosystems and nurtures biodiversity. Biodiversity ensures abundance, freedom, cooperation, and mutual giving. Tagore argues that the forests have served as sources of material and intellectual regeneration since time immemorial, and the culture of the forest has fueled the culture of Indian society. The culture that has arisen from the nurtured by the unifying principle of the life in diversity and of democratic pluralism. It is this unity in diversity that is the basis of both ecological sustainability and democracy. And this is true of both nature and culture. We are united with nature through our relationship with the forest. The forest teaches us union, compassion, and enoughness. No species in a forest appropriates the share of another species, and every species sustains itself in cooperation with others. This unity in diversity seen in the forest should serve as a model for human society. Otherwise, it will lead to conflict, greed, exploitation, and finally to the impoverishment of our culture. Therefore, the conservation of biodiversity is crucial for the sustenance of both nature and human society. Fourth one, in the light of this essay, how does one synthesize the wisdom of the past with the modern knowledge systems? The essay, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in the Forest by Vandana Shiva, highlights the importance of sustaining biodiversity in nature. However, the author does not dismiss scientific inventions and discoveries as useless. Scientific inventions and discoveries have proved successful in controlling infant mortality, increasing longevity. But some of the discoveries and inventions have resulted in damaging our ecosystems and are now threatening to wipe out life on this earth. Secondly, some scientific practices may create a crisis in food chain itself. Under such circumstances, we need to synthesize the wisdom of the past with modern knowledge systems. This has several advantages. For example, traditional knowledge is vital for the sustenance of natural resources, including forests, water, and ecosystems across landscape spanning from households through farms, village, and wilderness. To understand how local people solve their problems in a sustainable fashion is a serious challenge. A better grasp of this issue could possibly be accomplished with the issue of ethno-economics or ethno-ecological economics. Application of scientific research and local knowledge contributes both to the equity, opportunity, security, and empowerment of local communities as well as to the sustainability of the natural resources. Local knowledge helps in scenario analysis, data collection, management planning, designing of the adaptive strategies to learn and get feedback, and institutional support to put policies into practice. Science, on the other hand, provides new technologies or helps in the improvement of the existing ones. It also provides tools for networking, storing, visualizing, and analyzing information. Thus, by developing sustainability science and ethno-economics, we can synthesize the wisdom of the past with modern knowledge systems. Thank you.